raining for some odd reason, and we're in the middle of July, so it's like July 21st. I'll take it. You know, it kind of feels like a September cool morning. It doesn't have the aroma of September, but it has like the breeze and the wind. It feels good. And lower humidity. We were having major humidity for a while, albeit on overcast days. So luckily the sun wasn't blaring hot with the humidity over the past week. Walnut Street Bridge, and I'm heading to Chestnut. Missed the great competition. Just out here. I guess they want to do it back over there. I was so certain that I would miss this light, but there's plenty of seconds on the countdown. 12 seconds. So it's not too bad. Schuylkill and back via Chestnut Street Bridge. Two chows down there, or samoyeds. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Chows are usually squinchier, like have a little bit uglier face, you know, like meaner. Samoyeds have a cuter face. They're not as smushed, if you will. Something that came up, like sometimes in order to succeed in one area you almost have to hate the opposite or be really adverse to the opposite. Like if you're a raw vegan organic foodie, you kind of have to, one of the ways to be successful is to despise the food industry for its evilness on the dark side. You know, with too much sugar in that. But it's like the same is true like artists, you know, in a way not that it has to be that case. Like over the years, people mature and they appreciate other disciplines, but there is something to it. People have certain mindsets, and they're artists, and they don't really appreciate or respect maybe, certain sciences or math or business or whatever. Business would be probably it, like corporations and stuff. This is like another theory that's come up on life. Like, it can be too hard to appreciate another area, and also if you appreciate too much, it's like you can't figure out where to go. Like, where do I belong? People have to choose a path, and hopefully, like, you can find work. I'm talking middle class and people who still have to earn a living. There are plenty of people who live a certain way, and if they have enough money, they can live off of, interest, dividends, and all that other stuff. But for the most part, people still, you need a path or something to do, something to fulfill your world. Anyway, it just dawned on me, like, this theory that it's come up before, but it's like, how do people work out the kinks of things like that in people's brains? I'm an artist, so I have to hate the corporations. I'm a protester, so I have to hate corporations. And, unless you're like, all of a sudden you would like to have a higher quality life, and, and you kind of want the creature comforts of having money and all that goes with it. It depends. I guess it's your ethos. Like, it depends on how that money comes to you. But say all of a sudden you win some money and you're a protester and you don't want to share it with everybody. Like, you actually just want to get a little cottage on the beach. Does that make you a bad person? You know what I mean? You want to live out your days, with a little one Beamer, one Range Rover, little cottage, order your food, get your food ordered through Factor or some sort of dietary. Does that make you a bad person, after you protested for 50 years, So, are you too selfish? Because I've had such a rough time of it, and I wondered what intervened in my life, I do appreciate free enterprise and privacy. Albeit I was forced into transparency in a rape-like fashion. So that's why I'm out here talking all the time. Technically people in the world, not that it's 100% true, people in the world of government are supposed to be transparent. There aren't supposed to be any illegalities going on. Whatever is deemed illegal on any given year, depending on lobbyists and lawmakers. So a little catch there. But anyway, that's that.